All right, guys, welcome to the Safe Haven. We have Don and Eddie here representing the Metatate team. Just a quick reminder, nothing you hear on this recording is financial advice, and AMAs are a chance for us to ask questions. They are not endorsements. Guys, Metatate, you guys are a meditation and crypto conversions. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I think Eddie, I'm gonna kind of let you do more of the talking today. I feel like I always do the majority of it, so I'm gonna try to make mine. It probably won't be, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more short and sweet. So essentially, yeah, we've created a Meditate to Earn app. It's available in the iOS and Android store. It has been downloaded by over 2,000 people already. Which of course is our ultimate goal, because outside of taxes, we plan to create revenue streams. We have three models for that. It's partnerships, ad revenue, and then premium memberships. So as far as this project goes, why we really like it is because we are treating it like a real business, and it won't be, it's unique in the sense that we're not just going to be generating revenue from taxes, which for me, I personally love because, again, as a Schiller kind of turned, community. Well, in this case, I help a bunch of projects with marketing, but you could say, I've been on several teams, and that, Achilles. And often when it lacks a product, and the brutal reality is it's just kind of changing of hands of money. And so when one person wins, another person has to lose, zero-sum game. And I don't love that. I love the idea of a product or service that actually can help people and bring value to people. Our app has over 3,000 minutes of guided meditation through courses. And those are in between 5 and 20 minutes each. They are created by wellness experts and professionals, actually certified mental wellness experts is the proper term. And so we think our content is great, and we think our content can compete with some of the best apps out there. I definitely urge everyone to at least download it. What we've been looking for from the beginning of this project is people who can actually find real value in it. And we think we add a unique twist to put us ahead of the competition. Actually, there are some major players out there, especially in Web 2, that are it's kind of crazy competition. However, we can offer something unique that they do not, which is in-app earning. And then on top of that, something that we is we're free. So of course, we're going to have premium memberships, like we said, and that will be a revenue generator for us. But you can download and start earning for free. And with those earnings, you can, unlock rewards. You can use them for within our catalog. And so what I will say is, for me personally, getting on this project, one of my big things was the catalog has to be it has to be great. There's a fine balance between everything we're doing, from the marketing, the Web 3 to Web 2, how many users are out there, how many can we acquire, how many can we, retain from each spot between Web 2 and Web 3. Excuse me, I'm sorry. As far as the, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Don't know where I was going there. But anyways, as far as our revenue generators though, the ad space, I do want to mention that we already made a deal with Pesabase. So if you download the app, you can actually see one of our revenue models in the works right now, which is really great. And so I'll circle this kind of all back to, if you're looking for a project, never financial advice from me at all, but I would say, definitely look for a product or a service. And then again, revenue streams headed back into the token. Again, otherwise it's just changing of hands. Someone has to lose for someone to win. In this case, we want to bring revenue streams in. And as far as our gamification, we think it helps us stand out amongst the competition. And there we go. I remembered. So our catalog, when I first came on, one of the big things also, and to find a balance, is obviously you need more money coming in than it's going out. And a lot of to earn apps, what we saw was that users just weren't staying in the app with their earnings. They were pulling it out and draining the LPs. So I think what's great with this one and what I was really excited about is our team has a huge Rolodex of connections in real life. And we've from the beginning been in talks as a team to bring just the best possible, not only content, which is great, and you can unlock that, of course, with your earnings, but catalog products and items. So the reason is if we can't keep people in our app or in our catalog with us, through gamification or a great catalog, people will just take their earnings and they'll drain the LP, and it'll be hard to keep up with that. There's just going to be a balance, right? It's going to be how much money in versus how much money out, and we need to keep that LP healthy. And so one thing I will say that's awesome is we have a dynamic ability within our contract to cap the amount that people can withdraw, and you have to reach a certain limit to withdraw, and it's going to be in between 20 to 22 days before you can withdraw those tokens, or before you can get to those earning amounts. And that is dynamic, and we'll be keeping a very close eye on that, of course, to kind of plug it into our mathematical equation. Like I said, it's a fine balance, and our project will hinge upon the success, I believe, will hinge upon those factors. And obviously it's always money in versus money out. Right now, as far as the token goes, along the same lines, it's a 9% tax in and out. And we will, we want to get that to 0.0, of course, to where we're running, we're sustainable at 0.0 taxes and actually have the revenue streams paying for everything. And so we will be lowering those as we can, as soon as we can. And again, just we want sustainability, and as soon as we get there, we will. We will.
Let me jump in.
Oh, sorry.
No, just real quick. So before you go any further, I want to understand a little bit in more detail. So what are the revenue streams other than the taxes exactly? Like, give me a breakdown of where they've.
Yeah, no problem. So it's ad space, of course, which we have already. We've already had our first ad space deal, and that was there before launch. That was super important to us. So it's with Pesabase. You can see their ad already on our app. And of course, if you're not, another way is premium memberships, which we're going to roll out here pretty shortly. And of course, if you have a premium membership, you wouldn't get bombarded with the ads, amongst other features if you are a premium member, including unlocking your largest earning potential. But I will say that, and a stat that we've kind of been tossing around within the core team, and we threw it out there last night, is that, if it just as an idea, the top 200 apps on the App Store, I think this was Google Play, are averaging $83,000 per day through monetization, and a lot of that being ad revenue. A lot of it is, premium memberships and ad revenue. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But we will also have, so it's ad space, it's premium memberships, and then the last one will be strategic partnerships. And then all of these obviously funnel back to the token. And then Achilles, there's actually a flow chart. May I DM it to you? Because it explains it pretty quickly and easily, and probably better than I am at this morning hour. Yeah, not sure if you could share that. But I think what I want to do at this point too, because I've been definitely rambling in the morning hour, I would love for Eddie to kind of come in and maybe speak on some of the tokenomics, some of like the finer details real quick before we open it up to questions, if that's cool. I think I rambled a little bit much this morning.
No, man, that was awesome. It was a pretty good breakdown of the project itself. As far as tokenomics, 9% buy and sell tax right now. Like Don said, our ultimate goal is to make it 0% and go for exchanges. Once those revenue streams are making enough money to support the token, we will be lowering the taxes. So as far as the breakdown of where it goes, 3% is buybacks and community engagement. 3% will be, I have it right here in front of me, project operations. 2% is app development, and 1% is auto liquidity pool. We did have our 2 raises. One was private sale and one was pre-sale. The private sale is vested for 7 days, and it was raised. 55K was raised during that one, and the average wallet is about 1,200. There was 45 investors with 55K raised. So that's vested for another 6 days. We did have our pre-sale, which went pretty well. We sold out the whole 60 ETH. It was whitelisted for the first 24 hours, and once it became public, it sold out in 18 seconds. There was about 15 ETH left when it went public, and it sold out fairly quickly. We did do our launch yesterday. It went fairly well. We did a 2x on launch, and then, of course, some of the private sellers dumped their the pre-sellers dumped their bag, which wasn't that much gains because it was only 0.2 ETH max per pre-sale bag. So right now we're kind of sitting around, I believe, 430K, and we launched around 400K. So we're kind of sitting at the starting point right now on day 2, and we do have plans to for marketing as well. So, the way the market is, you never honestly know, but we did have a lot more users on the app. We have over 2,000 downloads to date and about 150 active users currently on the app. And as Don said, we are generating our first stream of revenue. We have the PESA base ad on the app, which is actually live right now on the app. And the app itself went live on Google Play Store a couple days ago. We're waiting to roll out the iOS one about 4 to 8 weeks because our ultimate goal was to get on the best new apps in the App Store, which a lot of people, if you know how that goes, usually you get a couple 100,000 downloads when that happens. So we will have more eyes coming into the project. We do have one guy on the team. He's very connected with someone that's gotten best new apps twice. So we are taking advice from them as well.
Very cool. All right. So, I see the chart. It's not super different from a lot of large Ethereum launches. You guys raised over 100 ETH. But let's talk about marketing. So, in this case, I don't just mean marketing for the coin. I mean marketing for the application. If that's going to be, if not primary, at least secondary source of revenue, how do you guys plan on getting the word out there? Like, I've seen a lot of meditation apps. I've never seen a crypto app before. What are your plans on growing it?
Yeah, so as far as that goes, obviously you kind of see the Web3 efforts that we've made. For me personally, I've been hounding on the Web2 efforts because I definitely think this app is for everyone. Obviously, I think there's tons of users in Web3 that could use this, that could use, a 5 to 20 minute break to clear their mind. And I think it would be good for everyone's mental health. But I definitely think that our the market outside of Web3 is massive, of course. There's going to be a lot of users that are in Web3, know crypto, love crypto, are in this side of the space and would use our app. But, there's a huge multiple of that number who do not do crypto or Web3, but could find value in our app. So those are the people we want to target. If you look at our revenue streams, our revenue models, it's going to be all based on downloads and how long people are staying in the app. So the users that I want to go after, of course, is I want some of that share of some of our Web2 competitors. I want to show those the people that use those apps that ours is a better option because it's free. Our content is great. Their content's great also, of course, but our content's great also. It's free to download, and then the gamification factor, you can earn while you're doing it, and then you can make purchases and have special discounts on items that are catered to you and your lifestyle. And so again, the catalog is going to be extremely important to cycle in and out products that are working and take the ones that are not working out. Create the partnerships to where we can offer discounts so it'll be worth it for people to purchase it in app. With all of that being said, my marketing efforts moving forward from this point, we'll still be doing the Web3 stuff. I mean, that's where everyone here works. We have a lot of connections, as far as the simple things, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, Fast Track, all of those things. We've had people ready to do those for us. I mean, I think we had a deck score of, I think it was 71 out of 99 just when we launched, So, I mean, and then we did 15 AMAs. We have callers who are still going to be doing updates. I was a little bit bummed personally. And again, I would call myself a friend of Achilles as far as, a crypto friend for sure. We've DM'd quite a bit over the last year, and I would love to be super transparent on his channel. He's I love the guy. He's super loyal. If you want his support and he believes in your project, I check every wallet that we whitelist, that we anything we ever do, and the standards here, it's just like the utmost. For me, I've noticed that just a high moral compass. It's felt like the whole time, and so I love that. But when I went back to a lot of the influencers, a lot of them it's not that they were given spots, because if they were given a whitelist spot, they still had to buy in, and the max bag was 0.2. But it was really, really disheartening for me personally with the Web3 efforts to just kind of see a post maybe, and sometimes zero from some of the people, and then a dump at not even 2 times. So I would say the Web3 effort so far, I'm really happy, because we did the fundraising we needed, and we almost looked at this as as just a raise in Web3, because we knew we would find, and then we'll eventually weed out who's here for the app and who's here for the long run and who was here for a quick buck. And that's okay. That's kind of the nature of how things work in the Web3 side of things. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to now. Excuse me again. So now that we did those raises and we were able to pay for the app developments to make it as intuitive and user-friendly as we possibly can, so when we're onboarding these Web 2 users, they don't find it overwhelming and just say, wow, I just want to go back to my simple app that doesn't have this earning feature. Now that we've done that raise and we've gathered enough money to do some marketing pushes, I'm really, really looking forward to, of course, we're going to keep up the Web3 efforts. We don't want to lose this side or the momentum whatsoever. And we definitely don't want people coming in every night saying when marketing, and fudding our token and making a, bad chart kind of turn people away from a product that we really do feel helps people. Again, we've had over 2,000 downloads, and it's not a huge sample size, but the feedback that we've gotten so far has been absolutely amazing about the app and how much it's helping people. So we would hate for a crypto chart, to turn people away that could probably find a lot of benefit in this app. However, I'm really looking forward to going after that bigger audience, which is the Web 2. And I mean, I plan to show our benefits and why I think our app is better and more fun, and why I think people would want to spend more time in our app. And I think the more time you spent in our app and with our content, it would really, benefit your mental health. So that's the route that we're going. And I woke up today just extremely excited to start pushing that side of things.
On a few things that I guess I want to address here. So one of the things that's difficult about operating in a bear market is we don't have a lot of new traders. And when we're talking about, you mentioned winners and losers that's the essence of finance, right? Like if I buy low and someone else buys high, that's how I make money. So I really like the idea of bringing in alternate revenue to the project. That's really cool. In addition, I feel like it could also bring in alternate, like new traders, and just getting people introduced to crypto in like a kind, quiet way that also helps them. Isn't really something we see, too often. Let's see what else I have for you guys. Okay, so I guess this one's for Eddie. Just going back and looking at some of my notes here. Eddie, you mentioned that the private sale was 55,000 and the average wallet was 1,200. That unlocks in 6 days. Is it 100% unlock in 6 days, or is there a vesting schedule?
The vesting schedule was for 7 days. So yes, all those people will get their tokens. but it is a group of highly vetted individuals that we have vetted, and they do hold projects. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but we did vet all those people individually. It was a pretty steep process that we did to get those people on board.
Good. And I mean, again, just looking at the chart and looking at what you guys have put into this, like, this is not going to be the type of play that's a week long. Getting on the App Store, I don't know if anyone here has ever attempted it, but getting on the Apple App Store is a really difficult task just in itself. And they are, in particular, super difficult with crypto. So, I mean, just the fact that you guys are approaching that shows how much you guys have put into this.
Yeah,
Okay.
man, absolutely. We were actually pretty shocked because the app dev himself has been actually under promising and over delivering. We didn't really know we would be on the Google Play before launch, but we are actually on there live. As far as the App Store, you do have to go and get it from Test Flight because it's still in the beta right now. But that is our next ultimate goal, is to be live on the App Store. But we haven't had any problems in terms of the Test Flight and in terms of the Google Play. And also, we are available in over 100 countries, so we haven't had any problems with that either. So, knock on wood, it's going good so far in terms of the app stores.
Also, if I could piggyback off of that real quick, the reason that we're 4 to 8 weeks out on the iOS store, that was a marketing play as well. That was strategic. We could have been on there just as quick as the Google Play store, but like Eddie mentioned earlier, we have someone very close to the team that's hit the best new app list twice. And for him, that caused, I think one time it was hundreds of thousands of downloads, and then the next, I think it was 7 figures downloads. And so we've strategically done it this way under his supervision and advice, because we're trying to hit that list. So that's our ultimate goal, is to hit that best new apps list on the iOS store and have those influx of downloads. And then that's why it's extremely important at this point, brick by brick, kind of with the marketing, bring on real users that find value in our app, that love the app, that if asked for a review and did an honest one, they would, it would truly be great. So yeah, there was a strategy behind the iOS release as well. So I don't want anyone to get that part confused.
No, Don, and one thing I love about you and like the amount of time that we have been talking is you have a pace that is consistent and driven. You're not a fast P&D kind of guy here, and that's good. 4 to 6 weeks for an Apple app it's a great time to wait for that, especially what that brings to a project.
Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for saying that.
You as well, man. I'm happy to have you here. Okay, so I had just a few more like technical questions. I guess this goes to Eddie. You mentioned that 3% buyback, 3% goes to buyback and community engagement. What is the community engagement? And then we're going to ask about your community.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the engagement, we do have the Spirit Bomb in the Telegram. And the Spirit Bomb itself is for people that use the app. We set a goal, and once we get to a certain amount of minutes meditated, we do the buyback that we have set on the goal itself. We have been doing other things in terms of the engagement as well, stuff on Twitter, raids and stuff like that. But the main important thing is we're trying to get more people to use the app itself. So once that Spirit Bomb goal is hit, we do the buyback that we set for that amount. We started at 100. We already hit that one, and we already hit the $200 buyback as well. And the minutes meditating, it's going up drastically. So that's really good in my eyes, because once more people use the app and start meditating, then our income streams will be a lot easier to achieve, because once we have a lot of people on the app, then we will want more people that want ad space within the app. So in terms of the engagement, the Spirit Bomb buybacks are awesome for the engagement. We will be doing other tasks as well, But for now, that's the main one because we want a lot more people to start meditating. I mean, it's good for you as well.
Man, if you want to work on your mental health, meditation is one of the best things you can possibly do. It's hard for us degens with our minds constantly racing, but I guess that's why we need it so much. Great.
Yeah, and I do want to mention real quick that the 3,000 minutes inside of the app is proprietary to us. So it is our content. It's made by wellness professionals. So only our app is able to use those minutes.
I'm sorry, I guess I don't understand when you say minutes. What do you mean exactly?
The 3,000 minutes that we have inside of our app of content, that's what I meant to say, the content minutes.
Gotcha.
Yes, it's proprietary to us, so we own those. We own all those minutes of content.
Who developed it? Who made all the meditation stuff? Is it someone you guys personally know, or did you outsource?
Don might have a little bit better answer for this. I know it's a wellness professionals.
Yeah, what's funny is I've been on this, at least in talks with, running the marketing and with the two founders, and I don't have the exact answer I definitely don't want to say something that's a lie. And it's crazy because all I've heard is, I think they alluded to it being someone close to the team. Again, their in real life Rolodexes are really, really strong. And I think I want to say, you know what, I'll be transparent here. I want to say that it's someone that they know, or people that they know, that put them, with these professionals and experts. I don't think they outsourced it, but let me get back to you on that, Achilles, because I don't want to lie or not. I don't want to say something that's incorrect.
No, it's no problem. I was just thinking along the lines of, like, if you guys want to add further content down the road, would it be the same people, or would you have new people?
Yeah, so I do know that answer. So it is the same people. We're going to have that content as well. So the 4 to 8 week time frame for the iOS release was kind of the same time frame that we've been discussing as a team. And don't quote me on it, of course, because things can shift around a bit, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. But we're also looking for the same people to create more content, because obviously we're gonna, we'll run out quickly if people are using the app enough. So it's the same people. However, we are looking to branch out, and then that opens the door for other partnerships. I made a list last night of, oh man, I was up till, and I think that might be why my brain feels a little scrambled, but I was probably up till 4.5, 5 hours ago writing down, and Eddie, you saw the list, hundreds of people that I think that we can probably partner for some amazing content that is definitely certified from professionals in the field. And so, yeah, I think the doors are pretty open for us as far as adding content. However, I think we're already locked in with the same people that have created those 3,000 minutes for even more minutes.
Excellent. Because I mean, there's so many different types of meditation, right? Like meditation is literally anything that just involves focusing your mind for any period. So like I'm on a few of the other major iOS ones, and they come up with stuff I never thought about. Like, just listen to this river. Here's like a story I'm going to tell you. Just focus on it's becoming quite diverse. It's really cool.
Yeah, you know what? Just off of that, it's so funny. I've been home, of course, visiting family for the holidays. And my father heard about, this project, and he's been just throwing things my way. And it's so funny that you say that, because he showed me 2 videos that were different styles of meditation and or mental wellness techniques. And I was just looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's like, how would this be for the app? If you had a little like news section, send someone a ping and like, hey, check this out. And I was just laughing. I was like, oh man, I love it. Great idea, and the potential here is endless, like you said. And as long as we are actually helping human beings, providing value to real value to real people, it would be amazing. And that's what, the project will work or not work based on if we can actually do that. And I think, like you said, yeah, the opportunities and potential is kind of endless here. So
I'm glad to hear the long-term vision. Okay, give me 1 second. I wanted to, before we get to my wonderful community's questions and all that fun stuff, I wanted to jump on your website and see. Okay, let's see. So I see that you guys have Yahoo Finance, Morningstar, Digital Journal, Bazinga, all that kind of stuff done as far as like press releases are concerned. Are you guys pushing the crypto side of this, or are you pushing the app itself?
as far as the press releases,
Yes, sir.
so we kind of went through those on those press releases. You know what? We were, well, you know what? I went last night and I kind of edited that, and we added a bunch of keywords. And right now we're just going for acquisition. We're just trying to get downloads on the app. So as far as our marketing efforts go there, that's kind of where we shifted it. I just changed that up, and we're going to do more publications as well as start our blog on our website. And I might have missed the question, so if I screwed that up, please tell me. But I wanted to say our founder, Zen Master, he said he wanted to clear it up that we hired certified wellness practitioners to create the content for us. So I was reading that. So maybe I didn't answer your question properly. If I didn't, please just ask it again.
No, that was perfect, man. So like I was going to ask, okay, let me give you my full train of thought here. I was going to ask, like, is your marketing more app or crypto forward? But with your revenue sharing, it's kind of the same thing. If you promote the application does well, the coin does well, and so on and so forth. So I just, I haven't really been exposed to a project that has been sort of consumer faced like this, and I'm very interested. Okay, speaking of communities, right? You guys mentioned you're in over 100 different countries. What languages are you available in?
See, so this is something that is on our number one list, is what behind the closed doors. This is what we're talking about, because obviously in our marketing efforts, if there's millions of people out there that we can target for our marketing and we want them to download the app, we need to move quickly on this, because right now it's English only. And so that was another funny thing, is a lot of the crypto people, and last night, like, there was a guy who came in and kind of got on my case a little bit with marketing, asking why we haven't been doing too much Chinese marketing. And I told him, actually, we have, through a very, trusted friend. And he did a call, he got us a banner, and he's letting people know this is a good investment. But again, I don't think it being a good investment, and at this stage of the game, with where the market is at, I don't think it can hold people's attention span, obviously, as well as it's not as sticky as if someone, downloads the app and has a really good experience. So, it's like, well, timing is everything. And so a Chinese community right now wouldn't make too much sense, because what are they going to do? They can't really download the app and enjoy it. So this is, we wrote a list last night of, I think it's 3 or 4 items, and this was actually number 1 on the list. So it's English only for now, but of course, inevitably that has to change if we're going to bring in the masses to use it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, something as diverse as meditation, like, everyone's getting into it. Everyone seems to be right now. Okay. I think that's most of, roadmap. So we got 4 to 6 weeks for the application, 6 days for the private sale to unlock. What do you guys plan on as far as like listings are concerned? You mentioned CMC, CG, and then you guys were talking about some sexes. Give us a general time frame for that.
Yeah, so we are getting CMC and CG. As far as the sexes go, like, we want to make sure that we are generating enough revenue from our streams to lower the taxes to 0 before we move forward with that. But there is no time frame on the sexes right now. I mean, it could be quick, or it could take a little bit longer. It just depends on our revenue streams that are coming in. As we stated before, we already have ad space deal on the table, but it will hinge upon the App Store. Once we get on the App Store and we have a lot more users, then we'll be able to lower the tax because we'll be having our revenue coming in. And another good revenue stream will be the premium memberships as well. I'm not sure if we touched on that yet, but there will be a monthly subscription with that, and you'll bypass the ads, and you'll have a little bit more increased rewards if you do choose to do the monthly subscription.
And if I could piggyback real quick, just because it's you, Achilles, so I feel like I can be a little bit more comfortable here, and I want to be more transparent. There's a team of 8 of us, so of course, it's always a team decision, and we haven't had any issues yet with that, or a voting system. So I will say, as far as the centralized exchanges, for me personally, when I'm voting on the team, I would really voice my opinion that I don't think that we should be on any of them, and I don't want to be on any of them unless we need that kind of marketing and exposure. So if it's for the exposure aspect, obviously, love it. And for investors, it would be really, really juicy. So if it's going to help us, yes. But what would be amazing is if we could build this out to some of the levels of our Web 2 competitors and not even need to be on a centralized exchange. And so, of course, this is a conversation we can have, privately or in DM or something, but or not have it all. Everyone has their opinions. But for me, it would be an exposure thing for sure. And but I would vote against it 100%, especially if they're kind of the tier 3 or 2 exchanges. And there's many reasons behind that. But again, I think that's another conversation. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I know when we have our core meetings, I can be really opinionated sometimes and throw my ideas out there. So I probably just stole this opportunity to do that here as well.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, one thing that I like about the bear market as well is you've seen that it used to be, if you can get your coin on any centralized exchange, like tier 2, tier 3, you'd see a huge pump. CMC, CG, huge pump. And we started to use it for that. Those are just getting other people who want to invest the ability to invest. It's the fact that the pumps have all gone down across all these things, to me says that, first off, we're losing users, but more so, we're getting back to where crypto was a few years ago before the massive bull run, where certain people actually only trade on sexes. Certain people actually only look for coins on CoinMarketCap, and just a way to bring more people in. Hopefully some dedicated believers too.
Absolutely. And I do agree with that point. And if we do need it for the marketing exposure, I would love it for that. And you're right. It does open an opportunity. I think where I've seen it really arbitrage lately in some of the projects I've been on is probably one of the biggest negatives I've seen on some projects that are just starting, of course, with their chart, and people coming kind of taking advantage of that. And honestly, it's wrecked the last couple projects I've been in that I thought would be, pretty decent moving forward. Granted, the market's awful, so I could be, kind of biased and then confirming my bias when I see the chart just getting destroyed. So maybe I need a bigger sample size. But there's other reasons, of course, as far as centralized exchanges go, that there's decent arguments on both sides, I suppose. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you. If the right opportunity arises, I'm sure our team wouldn't shy away from getting that exposure and trying to acquire new users for sure.
Yeah. To add to the cynicism, let's just make sure it's not one of the ones that's going to go bankrupt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Good, very good point.
We're seeing so many of them right now. Okay, guys. I'm out of questions. If there's anything else you want us to know, let us know right now, and then we'll have the community ask you guys some questions.
Eddie, do you have anything for me? I think I think I've said enough for sure, and would love some questions.
Yeah. If the community has any questions, we'll be happy to take them. I think we kind of explained it pretty well.
All right, my man. Haven, it's your turn. Anybody who has a question, just be polite. You all are all on Muted.
Hi.
Be nice. Rayhan, you are first.
Okay.
Vladlin, you'll be
Can you
next, buddy, after Rayhan.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, buddy.
Okay. Actually, I really wanted to know that practice and mediation course that the app provides to the users. So, this your original program, and was it inspired by some other resources, or maybe it was out-secured to like some like mediation groups? So, can user be 100% able to 100% confidence that these courses are in the line with the best practices in wellness or mediation, and that they are be actually effective by the beneficial or user self?
Okay, so your question is, just to make sure I understand myself, how can the user be confident that the courses being provided are beneficial to them?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Oh,
go ahead, Eddie.
I was gonna say, yeah, they are made by professionals. Obviously, not 100% of people will benefit from it, because that's just like anything else. We have been getting a lot of really good reviews for people that do use it. I don't think we've gotten anything negative as of yet. But it will be hard to avoid that. Maybe there are a couple people out there that don't get something from it. But overall, we've had pretty good success on this.
And then no, that was perfect. But I think to piggyback on that, it's just kind of like what Achilles had mentioned, is there's so many styles and there's so many different forms that the possibilities are endless. So absolutely, if we don't have a good product, I mean, there's nothing. So yeah, I think it will be really important for us to make sure that the content that we've already gathered is great. And like Eddie said, we've had over 2,000 downloads, and it's been nothing but positive comments and feedback. Of course, that's probably not a large enough sample size, and we'll see moving forward. But everyone's input is extremely valuable to us, and as we kind of chase down, we will be chasing down the best possible content we can find, and taking in as much feedback as we possibly can. Because again, the product and it actually helping people and providing value, real value to people, will be the only way that this could ever work. So yeah, that will be really important to us to not only bring this value that we think is great, but in the future continue to gather and find more valuable content for the app.
I love it. All right, Rayhan, I hope that answers it, buddy.
Awesome. I have one last question. Can I go for it?
Yeah, we have time. Go ahead.
Okay. In your white paper that you have mentioned that Web3 wellness ecosystem. So I really I want to know that will you provide the bridge and integration between like Web2 and Web3, and how will you attract users, those who are used in Web2 ecosystem?
That's actually a great question, man. So how will they, I guess, sort of put the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3? I think that's in the app already, but Don, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think we actually provide a really unique opportunity. So I love the space. Personally, I love Web3, and there's so much negativity going on surrounding it right now. But I think tokenizing and like the gamification, I think for me, especially with kind of a marketing background, it's so exciting for me, and the possibilities are endless, of course. And so in this particular case, what we did in the first round of edits, and we just submitted more for the app designers. We have both an iOS and Android team. But what we want to do is make this so intuitive and user-friendly that the user won't even know that they're doing crypto. If they want to, we'll definitely provide the education. And of course, they can go and connect their wallet, pull the tokens out. And at that point, they know they're doing crypto. But up until that point, with these Chi tokens you're going to earn, it's almost going to feel like, any video game or app that they've used before, where you can earn, and then you can take those and you can spend them on things, So usually it's, upgrades, discounted items. In our particular case, of course, you can unlock content, courses, go to our catalog and spend it. And so I think we provide a really, really unique experience, actually, where we're almost nudging people into Web3. So it's like, hey, use this app. It's going to feel like something you've already used before. But guess what? You're actually doing Web3 right now. And if you want a little more education, just, come to our community or within the app. Hopefully we can come up with a simple and easy messaging that it's like, hey, you're actually doing Web3 right now. So, and especially in a time like this when crypto is looked down upon by so many people outside of it, we're going through a pretty rough time right now. I think this could be amazing, if we provide a product and we have real revenue streams coming in and it's like a real business and it actually helps people with their mental health. And then also, oh man, there's this fun element to it where I can earn and then like spend that on stuff I like. And I didn't have to spend money on those things in real life money. This is awesome. Oh, this is crypto. This is Web3. I think it actually provides an amazing opportunity for that. So I think that's how we're going to be the 2.5. I think that's how we're going to bridge the Web 2 and Web 3.
Thanks, Silas, for the opportunity.
Thank you for being here. Ziggy, you are going to be right after Vladlin. Vladlin, go ahead.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, just I'm not that big fan of. I'm not the guy, that a big fan of meditation. Just I tried a couple times, but it's just a bit hard for me to develop a habit. But I'm a huge fan of ambience and ASMR in particular and other stuff, which helps me to sleep, to relax, and also I tried a bunch of apps during the last year that I made to support your mental well-being, and all those apps they have different functions and different unique functions. For example, I tried Better Me, and it allows you to personalize your self-help daily plan, and also to use meditation as a way to treat your anxiety and other stuff. And also I used a couple other apps that have a section where they help you focus on your work, and a separate section which helps you to sleep and relax or to have a nap. Yeah. So what I wanted to ask, your goal is to focus only on meditation, or do you want to provide, because now looking on your snapshots and Google Play Store, now I can see that your app is made mostly for people to meditate, but people usually seek different opportunities, and do plan to provide other functions so people can have access to a library of sounds, ambience and stuff, just to focus, relax, or to treat negative emotions like anger, anxiety, sadness, and other stuff.
Great question. Don, Eddie, what do you guys think? Do you have any plans on expanding to just general mental well-being, or are you just sticking with meditation?
Yeah, so right now, we want to whatever we have right now in terms of the meditation, we want it to be the best. We want to make sure that our meditation is on point right now. We have discussed with the team to do different activities within the app, but right now our main focus is meditation, because that's what our user base is using right now, and we have the 3,000 minutes. We want to expand on that for a while, and then we will branch out to the different areas. But right now, we want to make sure that what we have and we are the best at it first, and then we will expand to different ways of mental relaxation.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And also, I have a short second question. As I understand, currently you have like a third-party developer. So, like, in your opinion, do you think having third-party developer can affect, like the speed of delivering updates and the flexibility of, changing some settings in app, and also like on a general trust of people to your app? And do you plan to hire in-house development team just to continue developing it and like independently?
Yeah, like we have two developers on the app side of things. We have one for Android and we have one for iOS. So we are able to upgrade the app. They're always consistently working on the app and making it better. We just had an update a couple days ago on the app, and also they added the ad space to it as well. So we will have that continuously going forward.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks for being here, man. Okay, I believe we had one other person. Was it Ziggy? Ziggy, yeah, that's you, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Eddie. So, sorry, Don. Actually, I was busy. Okay, so I was wondering, how are you going to handle the possibility of, let me say, onboarding of new crypto users? Because basically, I know that most crypto bros, as they call them, are not like big fans of meditation and stuff like that. So this will be going for this will mostly be going to another audience, like a very different audience from the DJing guys we know here on Telegram. So how you prepared to basically be a wheel? Let me just say that in the vehicle of adoption, that and ready to, let me say, onboard new people into crypto, like creating of tutorials if the need may be, stuff like that.
Ziggy, what was the last thing that you said when you gave the example and you said things like that?
I said, how prepared are you to be a wheel in the vehicle of adoption, like creating of tutorials? Because like I said, this will be going to a different audience, mostly very different audience. Yeah, so maybe new users want to stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think as far as like adoption or mass adoption, if I'm hearing you correctly, I think that to get more people into crypto, it has to stop being a pyramid scheme. So projects can't just be changing of hands of money, where projects need to run like a real business, and that's the reason why they're coming in. For us, we were able to raise funds that we wouldn't be able to raise in real life, because in crypto you can skip so many of the processes. But of course, and this is probably a different discussion, but though a lot of those processes are in place because the government bodies are trying to protect people from being scammed. So most of them, and say what you will, and there's a bunch of conspiracy theories circling around. I get that this is a vast topic. But a lot of those are put in place, and we know this from being in the space for good reason. And so crypto kind of allows us to bypass a lot of that. It fast forwards things. Things move really quickly. But I think one thing will always stand true is that in life, right, whether you're building a community or you're trying to sell a product, it all starts with providing value to humans, right? People pay for someone to provide value and services, so product or service. And so I think that's where a lot of people have been missing. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like the space and why they've had bad experiences and why it's probably tough for mass adoption to take place yet. People are launching things just with the sole purpose of literally stealing people's money. And it happens very, very often. So I think as far as mass adoption goes, I think this is cool. Again, I think this is a bridge between Web 2 and 3. And for Web 3 users, all I would say as a marketing pitch is, hey, does the project that you're pushing, does it have a product and service that's working? Is it just a promise, or does it actually have one that's working? Is the product any good? Does it provide real value to real people? And are there revenue streams coming in? Because if there are not, it's just changing of hands. So you better be the first one in, and you better go around every single day and find the best information, network the best, know who's launching the token, get in early and get out quick. And for most people, and I used to actually track a ton of wallets, and I had someone that was trying a project doing that, but I would receive some of the data, and it was quite interesting, is that most people in the space either break even or lose money. And so, your odds are not that great to just keep playing, Russian roulette or whatever, and keep not, keep having it be a blank. So you're going to get burnt one way or another, generally speaking, especially the more you expose yourself. From my experience, of course, there are some outliers here, but I think we're great for it because we are, again, we provide a service, and we provide a product and or a service that helps human beings, brings real value, and we have revenue streams coming back in. So we're not relying just on taxes, and we're not just changing of hands for people to make money. If our company actually goes out and does better, then those revenue streams come back to the token and our investors make money. So I think it's a really long-winded way of answering your question, but I think this is how we help mass adoption. I think we kind of help people understand what a real project would look like, and we kind of slowly weed out all the scammers, and we give crypto a good name, instead of a bad one. So I hope that answers your question. Kind of long-winded.
Thank you. Yeah, you actually answered even the ones I didn't ask. But let me just add to that question. Are you prepared? Are you guys prepared to let me say be able to put out tutorials for new users if you have a demand for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tutorials on how to navigate this VSC space.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a graphics guy on the team that does video, websites, graphics, of course. And yeah, that's been huge. We're going to have a lot of educational content that's super easy to understand. Again, very intuitive, very user-friendly. We will have to have that if we're onboarding people, if we're kind of going to be the bridge between, Web 2 and 3. So I hope I answered the question that time. I love the question if that's what you were asking. And yes, that would be very important. And we have someone on board who can do that.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. We have the last question is going to be Giorgio Malik. Giorgio, go ahead, bud.
Okay, thank you. Cheers. Hello, Don.
Hello, how are you, Giorgio?
Yeah, thank you. I'm good. I want to know if there will be some health personnel that be in charge of the Metatate service. Hello, can you hear me, Don?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. What was it again?
I want to know if there will be some health personnel that be in charge of the Metatate service.
Metatate surface? What does that mean, brother? Giorgio, you want to just type out your question? Maybe I can read it off the comment section.
Yes, I'm typing in the chat. Can you see, bro?
There are actually tons of questions in the comment section. Okay.
I'm sorry, buddy. We're not going to have time to get to all of them today. Let me see what we got here. I'm sorry, I ran a little bit long with my questions, and then let's see. Okay. I wanted to know if there will be some health professional that will be in charge of the Metatate service. Also, will there be a license for that, and what requirements did you have in place for health supervisors to supervise the doctors and nurses working? I'm going to let you answer that, Don. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's so. I think what we were trying to say earlier is that we are not going to be a Swiss Army knife, of course. We're going to try to perfect what we're doing here and then maybe branch out from there. All of the ideas that people always bring up in the questions as far as like how we could expand and things we have discussed as a team and we'll get there if we get there. But for now, we're going to start with the meditation, and the content so far was created by mental health experts, professionals in the field. And so that's how we vetted them. We have someone on our team that we have 2 people on our team actually that are the researchers, the vetting people. I would say I'm kind of that person as well. But one person on our team that, that's what they went to school for, psychology. That's what their degrees are in. And so we kind of lean on him a little bit for that process. But yeah, we will be extremely strict moving forward. And we're actually seeking more team members that are licensed and that are professionals in the mental health field. And so that's something we're actively seeking. And so I think our content and even, our team will move even closer to that as we push forward. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, as far as like a vetting process, I couldn't answer that. I'd have to ask them, and they can kind of give you details. So you can surely DM me if you want those details, or come to our Telegram and ask them. But yeah, that's my answer there.
Thank you, my man. I hope that answers the question. Giorgio, you asked it perfectly. Don't worry about it, buddy. Okay, guys, that is the end of the recording here. If you have any closing comments or statements, now's the time.
All right. So for me, Achilles, I loved being here. You're one of the good ones in the space, and I've always respected you very much. And so it's been awesome coming here to talk with you. I apologize that it was a little early at first. I think my brain is still turning on. It was a long day yesterday, long night. But hopefully we've presented this well. I always told you, when I have a good project, I will definitely bring it to you. And it's been a while that I've been, trying to figure this thing where you bring a real product and service to people. And so I was definitely stoked to tell you about this. I always appreciate your support, and I just appreciate you. And then for everyone listening today, thank you very much for being here. And I hope you can at least want to download the app and just see if it's for you and see if it actually helps you. And if it does, we would definitely love to see you over in our Telegram, on our socials, on our Twitter, and engaging with us, talking to us, letting us know how it's going. So thank you guys very much, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Just wanted to speak my voice here, because I'm usually the one that hosts it, but Achilles really wanted to do it this time because he's been gone for a bit. But just wanted to.
And yeah, Don and I have been talking for so long, DC. Like, I had to do this one.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off, brother. Go ahead, DC.
No, I was just letting him know who I am, because I'm about to send him a DM, and I just want him to know that it's the real me.
Awesome. I appreciate that, DC. Thank you.
All right, guys, let's move on. And Don, I loved having you, buddy. It's a pleasure knowing you in this space, my man. And I wish you the best of luck. You just keep me informed, and we'll keep everyone updated.
I will. Thank you so much again.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thanks for having us.
Eddie, yes, how can we forget you? Thank you so much for being here, man. It was an absolute pleasure having you, and I appreciate the due diligence. All right, let me end this recording. And now